Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Behind the Blind. I think I caught Yadira off guard with the music.
I jumped.
I'm trying to do this thing where I don't have to add the music in the back end. That's what that was. You jumped?
I did.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right, cool. Dita's not in a great mood today. Oh, wait, I'm Nadir. That's right.
And this is Yadira.
I forgot the intro. That's right. Am I still in the picture? Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we're recording this. Let's go.
I am getting over laryngitis.
Mm-hmm.
So my voice is about, I would say, 97% back. It's pretty much all there, but it's still.
I wonder who named that disease.
Well, it has.
Was it some dude named laryngitis or something?
No.
No.
It has to do with your larynx. Your vocal cords and stuff.
Okay. So why is it like larynxitis or something?
It's that I'm done. So
I mean, seriously, where'd they get the name?
You never like meningitis. You know, like.
And what's meningitis got to do with your throat, though?
No, I'm just saying because they just add itis to stuff or whatever. Like,
is that it? Is that how it goes?
I don't know.
Is
I'm not a doctor.
Is that what's hot in the streets? They just add itis to the end of things.
I didn't go to medical school. I'm not a doctor.
Why didn't you go to medical school? That's the big question.
Why not do a lot of things?
Oh boy, I love you, wife.
Love you too.
All right, so
I'm also exhausted because I was doing like 5 hours of cooking today because I don't.
5 hours of cooking.
I got still more food to make tomorrow.
Wow, Dita, do you know what episode today is?
No.
This is episode 20.
Is it? Ugh. You're so annoying. That was loud in my ears. Why would you do that? There's not enough coffee in the world to put up with that. What is wrong with you?
Oh, we got to do the...
Don't do it again.
I figured out how to do sound effects and stuff.
I'm taking that away from you.
No, you can't do that.
Nope.
No, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. And I will if you blast that thing in my ears again.
Oh, man. Hold on. Is this better if I do...
No.
That's not too loud.
One more time, and you're podcasting by yourself. I am tired. I have been cooking all day. Stop it.
Oh, God. Oh, man. So today's the Saturday before we usually put this episode out because we have been swamped, right, wife?
Well, we're getting ready for Ramadan. That's why I've been cooking
Yes.
like crazy. And we have all the campaigning going on.
Why don't you talk about your Ramadan strategy for cooking?
Okay, I cook a lot.
Wow, you are so eloquent. You need a...
I need a nap. Anyway, so I don't cook when I'm fasting. I hate cooking to begin with. Mm-hmm. So I really don't enjoy it when I have to cook while I'm fasting. So I pre-make meals that freeze well. And so I make a bunch of those meals over a couple of hours over a course of a few days. And then we freeze them, label them. And that way, all we have to do is pop one into the oven. So when it's close time, when about an hour, I wouldn't change before.
How did you find out that some meals just don't freeze well? Trial
and error and reading and things like that. So, but and then if anything requires like a quick side dish or something, then that's easier to make than a whole meal for 6.
What's a quick side dish, for example?
So like mashed potatoes or rice. Rice is really easy because I use a rice cooker for that.
But we rarely ever eat rice.
I know, but like when I make...
We just had some chicken fried rice. We haven't had that.
Carne guisada or pollo guisado. Mm-hmm. Those are best with...
Explain what that is for people who don't know.
Anything guisado is like a stew. It's like Puerto Rican stew. So carne guisada is beef. It's like Puerto Rican beef stew. It's just the beef cut into cubes and seasoned, Puerto Rican style. Chicken, same thing. The beans, habichuela guisada, same thing. We make beans in like a stew with potatoes and things like... Well, mine has
Those
potatoes.
beans are rocking, though.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had those beans in a hot minute.
Puerto Rican beans are the best.
Wife, step your bean game up.
What the hell? My beans are good.
I'm saying I haven't had them in quite a while. That's all I'm saying here.
You step my game up like there's something wrong with them.
No, that what
they are delicious, and you know it.
What step your bean game up means is make them more often, right? That's what that means.
So
yeah. So you've been cooking all day. What did you cook today for Ramadan prep?
I did a bunch of burgers because those are real quick.
Which we totally miscalculated because according to Yadira, you're not supposed to freeze stuff that you defrost.
No. If you've defrosted raw meat and then...
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's a health hazard. Once you've defrosted the meat, you can't refreeze it raw. You have to cook it before you refreeze it. The burgers are made... we just have to grill them tomorrow. They're in the fridge. They're all seasoned and ready to go. And then So I made the burgers, I made chili, I made carne guisada, and I forgot what else. Some pizzas, I don't know. So I made a bunch. It was like 5 hours of cooking and I'm tired. So
Yes.
subhanAllah, mashallah, my boys helped the whole time without complaining. They helped with the cleanup all the 5 hours. So I kept her little sister entertained. So they were out of my way. So it worked.
Do you want to hear some of the other cool things this thing can do?
I really don't.
Come on, there's a lot of dope things it can do.
I heard it. And when you went to the masjid, by the way, the girls came in and just kept pressing the buttons, especially what they call the rainbow unicorn. Yeah.
That one?
Uh-huh.
Hold on,
So-
this thing does other tricks
No.
though.
All right. So are we going to podcast or are we going to play with your...
Wait, this is part of it.
I'm leaving. Okay.
No, you
it
have
was
to
very
stay.
nice talking to you guys. He can sit here and play with his stupid little box. And you guys can watch that. I'm out.
No, you guys stay. Okay, I won't play. I won't play. I won't play with it. I just want to do one thing.
No.
Come on.
I just heard myself. That came out way harsher than...
Way harsher than you meant to.
Yes. Like way sharper.
That's
Nope.
that's not nice.
Stop.
Right
Don't
there.
do it. We're done. Anyway, so what
I'm
are
not
we gonna...
I'm not gonna press the sound. I'm gonna hold on. There's cool buttons. Look, hold on. Let me see. Hold
Here's the thing, Nadir. Okay. Here's a little bit about me. I'm out. I'll see you later. I'm taking off my head.
on. Okay, I'm serious. I'll stop.
I'm not a tech geek like you are. You want to podcast the whole thing doing that? You be my guest. I am not going to do it.
Come on, that was funny. You can't lie.
So sleepy.
I didn't even know that's what that button did. I just
I'm so sleepy. I think I got off the camera frame.
Wait, did you?
I don't know, but I'm gonna leave if you do it again.
No, you're still on frame. You're good. I mean, you may not be centered, but you know that's normal blind stuff. Okay, that was fun, right?
Sure.
How fun was that?
Do
That
I
was
have
real
to rate
fun.
it?
Yeah, rate it. Scale of 1 to 10. How fun was that?
A 0.3?
You can't say 0.3. That's a lie. That was fun.
No, it wasn't.
That was fun.
For you.
It was really fun for me.
Anyway, so what are we gonna be talking about today? I'm sure people are sick of hearing the banter.
Oh, come on. This is great. All right. So you tell me. You're the one with the topics.
So
You're Dita topic
here's the
girl.
thing. Okay, so we're behind the blind, right?
Yes.
But we've kind of been floating the idea of mentioning other topics besides just the blindness, because while, that is what our work is targeted to, we wanted to humanize everything. You know what I mean? Remember, that was kind of the goal.
Are you telling me this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it's behind the blind. It's literally
because,
saying, let's take things.
Yeah, we were talking to someone and they were like, yeah, but the blindness has come to be expected. And so, like, if you don't do on this, speak about it on all your episodes, and it kind of throws people off. And I don't know that I agree with that, because
I mean, we've had episodes where we don't talk about blindness.
We
talk
had,
your whole
but-
story. Your
Right.
story about Islam was not.
And while this topic that came to my head, like right now, right,
Yeah.
just kind of leading to it, is going to be, I guess, centered on blindness and stuff. But there's more to someone who's blind than their blindness. Like at some point, especially when you're in the line of work that we are in, it's the only thing people want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like it comes up so much. Like I was at a homeschool at the co-op, and one of the moms said something that really kind of stuck with me, because she was like, I'm sure you're so sick and tired of answering all the questions. And I'm like, not really, you just get used to it. She's like, yeah, I know, but I'm sure that at one point in your head you're thinking, can we please talk about something else besides my dog, or anything to do
advocacy stuff,
or anything that has nothing to do with my blindness? Like, what about myself, you as a person? And I was like, she was right. It becomes, you become almost like a broken record, where you just keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and you become one dimensional. And I think that's what I was a little bit concerned about with, like, the podcast that we're doing here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're becoming one dimensional. I think we could talk about random things.
Like, I don't want to be stuck into the one, like, because you know what?
We're going to talk about blind things because this is a part of our lives.
It's a part of our lives, but at some point you're going to go back to, it's going to circle back and repeat. You know what I mean? Because there's but so much you can say, but so many things you're going to repeat of the struggles, and they're the same things. You know what I mean? And so things get fixed, and that would be amazing, right? Like one day, like, you have something different to say because things got fixed, on different fronts. And issues that were hugely problematic were now addressed and corrected. But that's not where we are
How
right
often
now.
do you think that's going to happen?
Well, it hasn't
Honestly.
happened. I mean, okay, we've come forward from forced sterilization back in the 70s and 60s and things like that. So
Well,
like,
that wasn't our generation though. You know what I
So,
mean? We're talking
no.
about with us, with issues that we're going
But
through now. When do you think we're actually going to see a
I
breakthrough?
think you missed what I'm saying. That think about the dates that I just listed. We've come far. You know, we're no longer practicing that or being put into asylums and.
But we never were a part of that.
But what I'm saying is that if you think about it, how that wasn't very long ago. That's kind of stuff was happening not too long ago.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
Good job.
I was gonna say.
No, see, you said you weren't gonna say it. I agree with whatever. That was a really good decision.
Okay, fine.
So we're gonna move on to whatever you're gonna say.
That's fine. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the topic at hand. Right. What's one of the? Well, we have a couple topics, right? We had a couple topics in mind today.
Sure.
At least one, definitely.
Okay.
And that's what, wife? Which one are we talking about? Because you saw it. You saw somebody saying this.
I don't know. That was kind of the first thing that popped into my head right now was addressing kind of that. Like, so I want to, this is.
Well, look, the whole point of the podcast is that this is behind the blind. So we gave you our background. Yeah. Right? We went through all of our background from Yadira's blindness to her guide dog journey, to her journey to Islam, to my story, to homeschooling, to the kids being born.
All of that.
All of that stuff, right? And, last time we were sick, so I posted up that prediction video. And then last week you didn't put nothing up because we were just both.
Yeah, I'm getting over laryngitis. So there was no way I could record. I couldn't even speak. I was drinking nasty ginger
And then I
tea.
told Yadira, you want me to do the podcast? She said, no. You can't do it by yourself.
I did not.
She said, no.
I didn't. I actually said, whatever, go do what you want.
She did not.
Yes, I did.
She did not.
I said, whatever.
No, you're a fibber.
Okay.
You're a fibber. Liar, plans for hire. Got that SpongeBob reference in.
Anyway.
What you know about it. Anyway.
So, yeah, we've gone through all that, but I think it'd be nice to expand on other experiences and other topics. You know what I mean? What is up with your throat? You just keep clearing. Well, you're not even quite better either. I'm telling you, whatever we caught really messed us up. It was so bad.
It's just lingering, man. And I'm on mute when I do that. So
you know what? It's a combination of whatever we had and the freaking allergies,
and then the fact that we just don't stop.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. We don't stop. We literally went to New York.
While I was still sick.
Not last week, the week before, while we were still sick. So,
yeah.
Alhamdulillah. It's all good.
Well, we were still sick, but not like, contagious. It was just like trying to keep your immune system up.
Yes. We're not contagious. This is just surviving what's left pretty much.
Yeah.
And we decided to travel, and guess what? Travel exhausts you.
Right. And then it made things a lot worse. And it wasn't like COVID or anything like that. It was just a really bad cold that we caught from some kid at a jump park or something like that.
Is that where we got it from?
Yeah.
It pretty much hit everyone in the family, bro.
Because started with the kids and it made its way around finally to us. Anyway,
yes. So the whole point is that we want to take you behind the blind, meaning we're going to go behind this whole blindness conversation, right? Beyond that. So yeah, we're going to talk about it. It's going to come up, and it's a part of our life, like I said, but we're going to talk about other topics. But
does it ever happen to you where you kind of, because I can speak for myself.
I literally talk about this all the time.
Like it gets to a point where you're like, I just, there's more to me than just my blindness. Like,
of course, yeah, no, absolutely, it gets exhausting. Your limit gets reached,
and then people don't really genuinely get to know much about you because all they know is the blindness. That's all they want to focus on, and it's so exhausting.
It's extremely exhausting. Yes. So this is why we're going to talk about different topics, and if anyone has
expand upon,
if anyone has a topic that they would like for us to talk about or expand upon, I'm repeating that because I hit the stop record button.
I told you to stop playing with your toy.
No, that has nothing to do with this. I hit the record button again to pick it up. The audio is going to be good, but for those who watch this on YouTube, they're going to be like, what
happened to the camera?
What was that skip? That was weird. You know what I mean? That was weird. So, yeah, we're going to talk about different topics. If you guys have any topics, please share them. We'll love to talk about it.
If you have questions, if you want to know more about anything that we have already discussed.
Q&A would be dope, right? Q&A would be really cool. So if you guys want to submit questions, you guys can submit questions to Islam by Touch.
I always like doing those. Back when I used to run the old YouTube channel, we did one, and those were always fun.
Yeah, but we're still trying to grow our following here, right? So we got, alhamdulillah, on YouTube, we got like 260 something subs.
We're all small.
We're small. Listen, you need to take your first steps before you can grow, right?
I guess.
Is what it is.
It's whatever.
Even if it's just 260 subs, it's all good. We like our 260 subs.
Yeah, right? They show us our love.
You guys are cool. So, Dito, let's go to the topic. So what is it now? We're talking about people
oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just my throat.
Yadira just keeps clearing her throat.
I do.
You're super rude.
I am rude.
Yes.
I got to go back to drinking the ginger tea. I was boiling.
Dito, go back and drink some ginger tea right now. Do you need a water?
I do need a water.
I got you. I'll get you a water.
My mom, when she was here for a week or so while we were in New York, and then I came back and she was boiling me ginger. In Puerto Rico, like the tea that we drink, it's not like the Arabs that have like the Moroccan tea or the Palestinian tea or whatever, where it's all sweet and minty and like social tea. We have like medicine. That's what tea is in Puerto Rico. Just medicine.
I took a sip of your water. I'm on your microphone now. Hello.
Oh God, go away.
Hello, everyone.
Go away. I'm going to rub my cheek because, okay, by the way, if you see things on my cheek, I was the canvas for my daughters. They have face paint crayons. And they were, Mama, can I draw on you? I want to draw a thing on
Let me make sure the damn thing didn't follow me. Did it? No, it's still on you.
So if you see like markings on my face, it's because my daughters were drawing. And over the course of the day, they kind of got damaged. One was a star.
Over the course?
Course.
What's a course?
Course of the day.
Is that a new kind of car? That's the car Porsche. The Porsche.
Oh my God, my throat. It doesn't even hurt. It's just annoying.
This is going to be the jacked up podcast.
It is. So
I wonder how many jacked up podcasts we're going to have.
A lot. So my mom was making me that medicine tea, and it was like boiled ginger, and then you drink the nasty water. And then I put honey in it, like raw honey.
And did the honey help?
With the flavor?
Yeah.
A little bit. Not really. It's spicy, and it's nasty. It's so gross.
You don't like spicy tea?
It's not... It tastes like medicine. It's nasty.
I mean, medicine is good for you. Doesn't mean it's got to taste good.
But right? The ginger tea does work, and it is really helpful. Yeah.
Bro, I totally lost track of the time, too. I don't even know how long we've been recording. Because I stopped and I recorded again.
We're going to be here 80 hours because
we're not going to be here 80 hours.
So
I think we're like close to 20 minutes.
So anyway,
it's cool. We're good. Cool. We got this. All right. So let's talk about this topic that we've been trying to start for the past 5 minutes.
I was looking up books for, I like to buy books all the time for the kids. And I have different age groups to have to get books for because, Abdullah's a teenager and then we have Noah who's our tween and the girls are kind of in the same age group for books and things like that. But so I'm trying to find books particularly for Abdullah because he's a reluctant reader. It's not that he has trouble reading because he reads very well. He just doesn't particularly enjoy it. And which is crazy because Which is
fine because I hated reading until I was an adult.
Yeah.
And I only like audio books.
And I know.
I don't even like paper books.
Everybody's like, always pushes you want your kids to be readers and you want them to love reading. But honestly, if he doesn't enjoy reading, there's nothing really I can do because that's the decision he has to make for himself. All I can do is, offer the books and leave him there. If he picks them up, great. If he doesn't, there's nothing much I can do. So he does know how to read and he reads well and he has no issues with reading comprehension or anything. He just doesn't particularly enjoy. So I was trying to find books for him that might, interest him and stuff. But one of the things, and it was like best books for teenagers and top lists and all that stuff. So there's a whole other issue that I can get into that too. But one of the books, I made it apparently onto one of these. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the lady who was describing it and who was giving like a quick synopsis of the book was talking about, it was about a girl and her family and then her brother who lived in India, I think it was. And they were, according to her, in her, her words from her description, half Muslim and half Hindu. And that irritated me because being Muslim it's not a race, it's not an ethnicity. It's a religion, it's a belief. How are you going to be half a belief? Does that make sense? That's something
that never made sense to me. And even I remember growing up listening to people say that. Yeah, I'm half Muslim.
But so the issue that comes with that, there's a lot of things to unpack there, right? It's a belief.
Good, wife, you unpack that.
So
unpack all of that.
So I scratched my eyebrow and then I messed it up. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm switching between scenes here. I put the focus on you, okay. And then you're like, I scratched my eyebrow and I messed it up.
So I had to go back and fix it. Anyway, the thing about that is, right, it's like I said, it's a belief. And people can argue and say, well, it's a way of life. It is, but it's meant to be universal. Like this isn't a specific belief for a specific culture or tribe or particular people. You know what I mean? It was brought. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm listening to you.
You're awfully silent, and when you get that silent, I'm like, huh, what is he doing?
I told you. Listen, okay? You just get to look pretty and talk. I gotta run this whole show, right?
It's so funny because that's literally, you get really silent, and I'm like, what is he doing? Like, you're
okay.
Like, that's like one of the kids, when they get super quiet, and I'm like, no.
Listen, you don't want me to turn on the giant voice again. I will. I'll turn the giant voice back on.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's kind of problematic. Because it's not, when you start speaking in ways of like, oh, you're half Muslim, or then you're implying that it's a specific culture for a specific people.
So let's talk about who usually well first of all, let's see this half Hindu, half Muslim thing, and I think this is what it boils down to. Even though we know it's not a culture, right? Like, we know Islam is a way of life, right? Culture adapts to Islam. But
it's supposed to.
It's supposed to adapt to Islam. So you keep what is good, get rid of what's not, and meaning in accordance to what Islam allows and makes permissible. Right. You keep that. You get rid of what doesn't align with Islam, and that's it. You could still maintain your culture. But the problem with most of our cultures, specifically me, I'm talking here. You don't fit into this, right? You're a convert. Your culture is
I'll get to that
Catholic
in a second.
As hell. Anyway,
I'll get to that in a second.
But what the hell was that?
What was that?
I think that was the ice maker or something.
I thought you dropped something.
No, I think it was the ice maker.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what was I saying? Oh, the thing is with me as an Arab, with the Indo-Pak community, it starts to be our culture, and then we adapt Islam to our culture. That's the problem. And that's where we get ridiculous statements like half Muslim, half Hindu,
right?
Or half Muslim, half Christian,
right?
Because they don't mix, right? It's oil and vinegar.
It goes
right?
Back.
Wait, hold on. Does oil and vinegar? Wait, they do mix because they're good in a sandwich.
You
so I'm not gonna say oil and vinegar.
Water?
Yeah, oil and water. Oil and vinegar tastes great on a sandwich. Oil and water. That's what I meant to say. It's like oil and water. They don't mix, right? Not like the delicious mix of oil and vinegar on a sandwich. So it's. I mean that's.
So yeah, that kind of got me thinking, because when I came to Islam, right, and I embraced Islam, I had people from every direction. From my culture, you're no longer Puerto Rican, because you're Muslim now. You abandoned your culture. You're no longer part of us. You chose a different culture over your own, and so it was a slap to the face to the Puerto Rican culture. These are all the things that I heard.
Did somebody say you smacked all Puerto Ricans in the face?
Well, my grandmother. The translation's a little weird, but it was. In
no, that's a statement, but
yeah,
I'm just saying a stupid line. That's all. You smacked all Puerto Ricans in the face,
I guess, and so.
Because you said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. How does that make sense?
So, and then from the other side, I was now Muslim, so I was expected to I had to stop because the train is passing and it's literally shaking.
It's shaking a little bit. No one's gonna hear that.
No, but
we've got confirmation from others that they can't hear all the stuff going on.
But it distracted me anyway. Yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so when I came to Islam,
there was that
expectation.
Had the Puerto Ricans thinking that you weren't Puerto Rican enough.
And then on the other side, I had Arabs or Indo-Pak, kind of people telling me, no, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to be this way, you have to, especially like from Arabs, you have to basically take on our culture and do our things our way. And it was like, but I to be not so eloquent about it and just kind of blunt, I didn't sign up for that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't sign up for leaving my culture. This is what I grew up with, and I'm very Puerto Rican and very proud of it.
What did you sign up for?
I signed up to have faith in one God. I signed up for the oneness of Allah, for Tawheed. I signed up to follow the rules that Allah had laid down for us, to follow universal rules that are meant to benefit every one of us and better our lives for our own benefits. That's what I signed up for. Just
because, you said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, now all of a sudden you have to change your name.
Right. I have to.
Right? Somebody did actually tell you.
More than once. You need to change your name. And I was, and again, it goes back to kind of the blindness thing, because I'm blind, my name should be Noor. And there's nothing wrong with the name Noor. It's just, that's not my name. And nor do I want it to be my name. I'm very, you know what I mean? Why?
I like your name.
Why should I have to?
That I can't pronounce right?
You've been saying wrong.
Yes. Can't say your name right. Homer Simpson, eh? Who is he? Young go-getter? No, he's one of the something from Sector 7G. I don't know. He always insults him.
Yeah, he always does.
You know?
But so I was told to change my name. I was told all that stuff. And then, when I had kids and it was everybody started with Abdullah. And again, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you.
But that's an Arab thing.
Right.
Arabs do
And then
that.
when I would say, I really prefer you not to use that, then I would be like, oh, you have to. Or you.
Which I like my kunya. I like being called Abu Abdullah.
Right.
But
they would get really upset with me when I would say, you know what, I have a name and I'd rather, can you please just use my name? I'd really rather not be called.
You know what's funny? Whenever I have family members that call you sister.
Yeah, that's a whole... like, sister, what?
Yo, why don't you go on your sister rant? The spotlight's on you. I'm not even in camera anymore. It's all you now.
So my whole issue with the brother and sister thing is first, like, you call me sister, and I understand you're trying to be respectful or whatever it is that you're trying to be. But
what are you doing? Counting money or something? That's what it sounds like.
I have these beads on my dress, but the sleeve is like really wide. So when I move my hands or something, I have to make sure that the sleeves aren't coming up, so you don't see my arms.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go about this brother and sister thing. Go ahead, go.
I don't like it. That was the short of it.
Wow. Okay, that was a quick answer.
I don't like it. It is very much so like Sister Mary Margaret, kind of a convent. I don't.
You don't want to be a nun?
No. So, if that's the life they choose, yay for them, I guess, whatever. But that's not me, and but anyway, so when being called Sister Yadira, it feels very much so like, I don't know.
This is the thing. There is no, as far as we know, and as far as we can see, as far as I know, there is no Islamic history of this brother so-and-so, sister so-and-so. Even if we go back to the Sahaba, we have narrations of hadith from them, right? Whether they're narrating things that the Prophet ﷺ said or things about them are being narrated, and you never hear anyone say brother Bilal.
No.
You never hear anybody say brother Abu Bakr.
Right.
You never hear anybody say,
Sister Aisha.
Sister Aisha. You don't hear that. We don't even say, we say Aisha radiyallahu anha. We say her name without saying sister.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't...
We'll say our mother, Aisha, because she's Ummahat al-Mu'mineen. She's one of the mothers of the believers.
Because that's her title. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not a general
and even
title.
The Tabi'een, like whenever we go to the Tabi'een or the Tabi'een, the people that came after the Sahaba or the generation after them, there is no brother this, sister that.
So I got to be honest, I don't like it. I don't like when people use it, but it's not the time and place to be like, you know what? Don't call me that. You know what I mean? Like... in public settings and things like that.
No, we're gonna.
But
I'm gonna actively put together like a whole presentation on that because I think we found where it came from.
Yeah, I think so. But let's hold off on that.
Yeah,
until we can get more information and get more concrete.
Something concrete. Yes.
But aside from all of that, I just don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just call me Yadira. That's it. And if you can't say it, just call me Yadira. That is it. I really don't want to be called.
What do you prefer more?
Me?
Sister Yadira or Abdullah?
Neither.
Come on, you got to take one.
No, also you had to see my face.
Would you rather?
No,
that's it. We're playing Would You Rather right now. Would you rather be called Sister Yadira for the rest of your life or Abdullah for the rest of your life? You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
No, I don't.
You got to pick one.
Oh, that's hard.
You got to pick one.
I genuinely.
You have to pick one right now.
I really dislike.
You have to pick one right now.
What's wrong with my name? I just want to be called Yadira. That's it. Or Yadira at best.
Come on, just one of them.
No.
One of them.
Never.
You got to pick one.
Never.
Come on.
Nunca.
You don't want to be, you just want to be Yadira?
That's it.
What if every time somebody said your name, you'd be like, Yadira?
That will be the most amazing thing in the whole wide world. I'd be so magical.
You know? Who's that? Oh, that's Yadira.
I'm clapping.
That's it. That's perfect. Come on, bro. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I like my kunya personally, but I'm an Arab.
But, and then it goes right back to the whole cultural thing.
So there is no... What about if they called you Doña Yadira?
Oh, I'm not there yet, but I will be. My grandmother hated Doña.
But you like Senora.
I do.
Senora Yadira.
Senora Yadira. I will take that.
So let me ask you a question. Around like super like Pentecostal Spanish people, do they call each other
brother and sister?
So-and-so?
Yes, they do. And that's another reason I don't like it.
See guys, we gotta. It's kind of interesting, right?
That is genuinely
that's kind of interesting.
It's genuinely a thing. And it makes me really uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I really don't like it. Mm-hmm. So
and I think
Catholics don't do it.
What I think it's just people heard it and they're like, oh, I guess this is normal,
right? And
they just keep it up.
Catholics don't do it unless it's directly.
But you've never liked it.
Nope.
You have never ever liked it.
Don't do that. You know why? It also conjures up really horrible like memories of me walking down the street and random people like trying to touch my head and let me pray for you, sister, because I'm blind. And just stop.
See, I could see why that would get annoying.
Oh my God. It's
absolutely. That's another blind rule. You can't go up to people, put your hand on their head and
be like, let me pray for you. I swear you're going to get hurt. You do something like that.
Don't get drop kicked, son. Dita will drop kick you. She's quick.
Oh, that's another Dita, reason I just don't like it.
How many people have you drop kicked in your life?
I have
no answer. No answer on that one?
No.
You haven't drop kicked many people?
No.
Oh, okay. At least 2, right?
Maybe my cousin.
Yeah, okay, probably. I could see that. Jay or Jenny?
Jay.
Jay. Okay.
I love Jay.
Jay got a drop kick.
Jay used to do stuff and then get smacked a lot because Jay was a whole lot. Great kid. Well, he's not a kid no more, but you know.
Yes, I know.
He was a good kid.
No, Jay's cool. Jay's real cool.
Jay is.
But all right. So yeah. So that's the whole thing. We totally left it. So this half Muslim thing, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
well, it goes back to the culture thing. Like it's I don't have to take on someone else's culture to believe in La ilaha illallah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And yes, there are certain things that I have to know in Arabic because that's what Allah prescribed that I have to do. But outside of that, I actually don't have to have this whole conversational thing either if I don't choose to. Should you learn other languages? Absolutely. They're great. Wonderful. Do that. Expand yourself. But for it to be imposed is really a different avenue. You know what I mean? It's a whole different ballgame. Nothing like that should be imposed just because I'm Muslim and now I'm expected be a certain way. And then when I started wearing, because I always wear hijab, but then I started dressing more like abaya and things like that after that was like a year and change. So, and then so that became, it was like a whole thing all over again. From, you know, like, oh, you're going to start dressing like that now. And you know what I mean? And like, you're further abandoning the culture. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just dressing modestly. I'm still
Yadira from the block.
Right. I'm still me. I'm still, you know, Puerto Rican. I am still, you know, every couple weeks or so.
She's still Dita from the block.
Tying up, you know, putting on the little.
You do not like Jennifer Lopez. I'm sorry I put your name.
No, I don't.
That was an alright song.
It was. No, there's some of her songs that are alright.
That was an alright song.
It's her. She's annoying. Anyway. So.
I ain't Mexican.
I'm Puerto Rican.
If anyone gets that reference, please put it in.
So,
you gotta put a comment or whatever if you get that reference. Oh my God, it's a great reference.
How did I end up working at a La Taco?
I don't know. You just did.
He's like, wait, what did she say? I had gold records.
I was a millionaire and I had houses. And I was a Grammy Award winning record artist.
Me too. He's like, yeah, me too.
That was great.
Anyway.
Oh man, that was amazing.
So, that's my ringtone for a long time. Anyway, so it goes back to the whole culture thing. I am not any less Puerto Rican because I became Muslim. And I think you are, when you're Muslim from the other side, from what, like, I guess the Arabs, Indo-Pac, whatever the major community is there. And Latinos, we're just not enough. We haven't been, like Muslim for a consistently long enough time for us to be like a culture that's like, oh yeah, that's associated with it. You know what I mean? This is kind of new to us. Well, new and not new, right? Because we had it, you know what I mean?
Yes.
With the whole...
We're going to talk about that too.
Enslavement and all that stuff. We had it and then lost it.
Dita's been doing heavy research.
Yeah.
We read a book. It was awesome.
I'm doing...
That was a very good book.
Ancestry stuff.
Yes.
So I can find the connections. I think for me it also means a lot because of that same exact reason. Because I am not like part Muslim or anything like that. I can be Muslim and Puerto Rican.
You sure you're not half Muslim?
You know what
I gotta check your Muslim card, Dita.
Half Muslim.
Dita, where's your Muslim card?
You know, and I know in that referencing that lady, half Muslim, half Hindu, like the beliefs are so
like you can tell how stupid people are whenever they say dumb things like that. Seriously,
the beliefs are so diametrically opposed and they're so different from each other. How can you you either believe in something or you don't? I'm half
Muslim. I remember this. This is something you hear a lot in the hood too. Like I'm half Muslim, and so I get I celebrate Eid and Christmas. Like what?
Well, then you're not really half.
Wow.
You are just kind of
confused
taking whatever it is you're taking from one and the other. That doesn't make you half. Like it's You can't have half a belief.
No, but we can't say anything,
You know what I mean?
Everyone could be whatever the hell they want nowadays, and we can't say nothing about it.
Because it offends everybody?
It offends everybody. Everyone's offended all the time.
Selective outrage.
Selective outrage.
That was actually pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty poignant, actually. But anyway.
Poignant?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, he was making very deliberate jokes. But there was a bit more serious tone behind it if you paid attention. And it's very to the point, basically. You know what I mean?
That's what
he was disguising what he was saying, like under jokes and things like that. He was basically taking shots at everything.
That's how you get away with it.
Yeah.
You crack jokes at everyone, and you're like, I'm just playing.
Right.
This isn't real social commentary.
But he was there, and he was kind of going on either side, just giving his commentary. But anyway, it was pretty good. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. The culture thing is when you're a convert too, I guess it gets complicated because I guess when you're born into what the majority culture or community is, I don't think you really notice it. But then, when you either marry someone who's not from that, or you yourself are not from it because you're a convert, it is really noticeable. And it's not being, half Muslim. Even if you come from a family where the parents are two different beliefs, you're not half a belief. You are, you know what I mean? You're going to end up choosing what you believe in, and you're going to believe it wholeheartedly or not. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, right? Nowadays, you can take a little bit of everything and be perfectly accepted, right?
But even then, that would fall under agnostic. Like there's an actual category.
Well, agnostic means like you don't know if there is or there is not a God. That's what agnostic means. Yeah. You're a buffetist.
But
that's the term I made up for it.
Okay, but you're more.
You don't like buffetist?
No, or you would be more eclectic.
Yeah, sure. No, I don't like that term. That's too nice of a term.
Eclectic. It's not about nice or
not. I don't
not.
like it.
It's not about nice or not, because I, quite frankly, you and I have a very different view on things. I don't care what somebody else is doing with their life. Like, if you,
I don't care either. Just don't push it on me, bro.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. If you don't believe in what I believe in, don't try to cram your beliefs down, my throat. And you do you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But even if you pull from different beliefs, and you would be more eclectic, then there's still a category for it. Is what I'm saying. You're not half something.
Mm-hmm. There's some people they're just like, oh, I pull from this and that,
and that would make them more eclectic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it.
But
I really don't get that at all, because it's like, bro, these literally are diametrically opposed to each other. I mean, listen,
I don't need to get it, because this is between them and Allah, and that's not my concern. It's not my soul. Like, you know what I mean? That's not my problem. I got to worry about me and mine.
I feel you.
But again, half Muslim, half Hindu doesn't make sense, because it's not a culture. This isn't, the idea that, you have to be from a certain place to be Muslim is really problematic. Is extremely problematic, because Islam was sent as a message for everyone. It's a universal thing. The Prophet ﷺ came for everyone, not just for the Arabs, not for just a corner of the world. It was for everyone. We're not half this, or we're not abandoning one identity for another. We are who we are. And it just happens to be that now I can't eat, pasteles with pork. I just got to eat them with chicken or beef. You know what I mean? It's these different, and by the way, pasteles are a traditional,
I don't like them,
dish from Puerto Rico. And it is usually made during the holidays. But you can have them any.
They're very soggy.
Oh, they're delicious with hot sauce.
I don't like them.
I love me some pasteles.
I don't like them. You are super Puerto Rican. Like, you're more Puerto Rican than most Puerto Ricans that I know, to be honest. But they'll be like, it's like, who is it? One of your cousins was like, no more pernil?
Yeah.
I was like, you were like, what? What'd you say?
I just said, it's not a big deal. Actually, I wasn't ever a huge fan of pernil. I wasn't a huge fan of pork itself.
One of your cousins asked you about baptism, right?
Yes.
What was that?
Another one was like, well, when are you going to baptize your son? I'm like, never. We're not Catholic. And he's like, what do you mean never? And I'm like, we don't do the baptism thing. We're not Catholic.
What was
That's a really
answer?
Christian thing to do. Like, that is literally what defined you.
And what was their answer to that?
But you have to. It's tradition.
It's tradition.
Whose tradition?
Wow. And this is the thing. Even with us as Arabs, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Weddings. Arab weddings. And if you don't do an Arab wedding, forget about it.
They're over the top.
They're going to run you. They're going to talk. They're going to be like, oh, I can't believe you're not doing the wedding like that. Why? Because, that has nothing to do with Islam. I want to stick to Islamic ruling.
Islamic ruling is you're not supposed to have weddings like that.
And then the thing is like, but it's our adat, it's our culture, it's our tradition. So yeah, we deal with that too. And I'm sure there's plenty of people from the Indian subcontinent that can also justify
our
that,
tradition. And that's when you
that can talk about that as Muslims, saying like they get so much crap for not following tradition.
But what I was saying you the other day is that's kind of part of why the issue of quote unquote half Muslim comes up, because it's our tradition rather than taking on what Islam says. The tradition of culture takes over, and then you accommodate Islam. That's just the way that things are done.
And that's what happens most of the time.
Right. And so now there's this assumption across the world, sort of like, okay, well then that's a Muslim thing. These people are Muslim. Muslims are for those people. And it's not. That's not how it's supposed to be. You should be able to practice your Islam and still, be very proud of the identity you have, whether you're from anywhere in Latin America or here in America, like the US, or, anywhere in Asia, like China, Japan, whatever, you know what I mean? Places in Africa, you should be able to practice your Islam and still uphold whatever cultural things that are in alignment with Islam with no problem. And that should not pose any conflict. There shouldn't be like, well, you're half Muslim or you're no longer this or you're no longer that. And even if you come from parents, like people who do marry and one's Muslim and one's not, or one will convert later down the line and the spouse is like, I'm not doing that, and that posts all these other issues, you know what I mean? And it's not so cut and dry as like, well, I'm just going to get a divorce because, well, there's kids involved and things are much more complicated because life is not black and white. So things can happen, you know what I mean? So you end up in these weird situations, but that doesn't make you half a belief. You either believe in it or you don't. Or if you're going to pull from X, Y, and Z, then you're eclectic. You're actually not one thing or another. You're eclectic.
And just own up to it.
And just own up to that. Yeah. You're not half this. You know what I mean? And when they say half Muslim, it's not like they're meaning I pull from one belief or another. Let's be honest. They're referencing it as if it was a specific culture, an ethnicity. You know
Which
what I mean?
Which is what they're trying to boil it down to,
right.
Really.
And
because I mean, let's be real here, bro. Like that's what happened to the Jewish community. You know what I mean? Most of the Jewish community treat it like it's a culture. Because
technically it kind of is. There's these, it's not like when you become Muslim, you just take your shahada and you're done. There's like a whole rite of rituals and passages that you have to do and you have to get approval.
But the problem is they diluted it so much to just a culture that the religious significance means nothing to so many of them.
A lot of them are just cultural. Yes. Yeah. And they will acknowledge that.
You know, yes, you're right. It's not exactly the same because kind of. Let's be real here. I'm not trying to get into this topic right here. As a Palestinian, I'm not getting into this topic right here.
We're not getting into this topic. And none of us are Jewish, so it's not like we can claim to know everything about it.
I'm getting Jewish people on here to ask them questions.
So it's not.
I wonder if they're willing to answer the questions.
I am not going to go down that road because that's not my belief.
Listen, I'm calling them Jewish. I'm not saying anything bad. They're Jewish people.
No,
cool.
No one said you said anything bad, but I'm not going to.
They're my cousins. What up, cousins?
I'm not going to presume to know what they're like, what it is, and what it takes to be a Jewish person to get into the religion and things like that. You know
you really, they're not a proselytizing.
They're not a proselytizing religion. Yeah. No, they're not.
That's right. So that's why there's like 15 million Jews in the world.
It is just their cult because it's also intertwined with their culture. But what you're seeing nowadays, actually,
I want someone to call me anti-Semitic, bro. I'm an Arab. Don't do that. That'll make you look foolish.
But you didn't say anything negative.
Even if I didn't say anything negative, they're gonna say, this Palestinian guy said Jewish.
All right, can we move on?
Well, we're done. Okay, that's it. Podcast done.
See, your brother always gets mad at you because you always make him so short.
What do you mean? We're like at almost 50 minutes, bro.
Anyway.
I think almost 50 minutes because I stopped the recording in the middle of it.
Anyway, so listen, I know this to me, this podcast was all over the place, right?
Oh God, yes.
But referencing just this topic, it really is frustrating, especially as a convert, when you're told you're not one thing or another, or you see things like half Muslim. And even with my own children, it's kind of crazy because we've never taught them that, and we work very hard to let them know that Islam is for everyone. And especially, but when they were much younger, they would see someone who was Muslim and hijabi or something like that, like a family that had someone who was recognizably Muslim, particularly obviously a woman, because more than a man, right? Usually men are not walking around in thobes and things like that. But
do you
women,
prefer me to walk around in thobes?
I don't really care what you wear as long as you're wearing decent clothes and matching.
Listen.
Also without socks.
Hold on real quick. I enjoy wearing thobes. I love wearing thobes. The only problem is, man, you can't run in thobes.
Right.
You could trip on a thobe real quick as a blind person.
Anyway.
Not the easiest way to travel.
As long as you are decently dressed.
Yeah.
So, but usually it's the woman that you can tell someone's Muslim because of the hijab.
The hijab, yeah.
So
dead giveaway.
Yeah. So when my kids would see that, they'd be like, "Look, Mama, there's another Arab family," and I'm like, "How do you know they're Arabs?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, she has a scarf on. And then I would be like, "Is Mama an Arab?" And it would always take them off guard and catch them off guard because Mama's not an Arab. And there's nothing wrong, by the way. Please don't take it.
The light bulb will what? I mean, even my family, they were like, "Oh, they're Arab."
Right. But what I'm saying, please don't take it from me like I have anything against that culture or anything like that. It's not my culture.
It's the stereotype, right?
It's a beautiful culture. It's not mine.
I mean, you are Palestinian adjacent.
I am Palestinian
You're Palestinian by association, like I'm Puerto Rican by association.
Yes. But what I'm trying to say...
Dude, I need my Puerto Rican card and my chanclas.
Okay.
Don't I get a pair of chanclas by being Puerto Rican?
Yes. You have a pair of chanclas because they're the leather chanclas.
You already got your za'atar.
Right.
You got za'atar. That's what comes in your Falastini package. You get some za'atar.
Yeah.
You know, it's the whole thing smells like merami. Yeah.
It really does.
That's the Palestinian package right there.
I swear to God, you open the luggage, you just know that smell.
It's like, oh, this came right from back home.
No. I know what my card is. I literally have the big juice bottle wrapped in tape full of oil.
That's it?
On my counter.
That's the Falastini card. A big old bottle of juice that was cleaned out and used to ship olive oil from back home.
And it's wrapped, over here.
Wrapped and wrapped. Well, that's because whenever you bring it in a luggage or something, you want to make sure it doesn't leak, right?
So I have my jug of it's right by it's on my counter. It's like one of my staple things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's straight from
That's
Palestine.
your Falastini card.
Yeah.
Right there. You need that jug with tape on it.
And again, I love the culture. And the funny thing is, I can say it's not my culture. It kind of is because as a Muslim, we all take on
we wanted to talk about this So just to ride off this whole half Muslim thing, the correct stance is Islam is a way of life, right? And because it incorporates so many different cultures, because it's such a multifaceted, multicultural religion, because it's universal, anything that's associated with Islamic culture is all of our culture. Right. It's all a part of our thing. So, for example, Yadira knows someone who is white. Right. And Dita, you want to...
She was told she wears abaya and
she wears abaya and a hijab.
Okay, but she's white. And so she was told that she was, culturally appropriating. Because she's white and she had no right to be wearing
What the hell is wrong with people?
She is wearing what has been prescribed for her to wear. That's huge. That's a huge problem. You know what I mean? Also, listen, I think different cultures are beautiful, and because we are Muslim, we can all share in these different cultures, and we should share in these cultures. But that means that when you offer me a traditional dish of yours, I'm going to eat it. I need you to give me the same respect to mine. Yes. When I offer you something from my island, I need you to at least try it and not be like, no, thanks. I don't. And turn your nose away
this food isn't good enough.
Right. Okay. I've had events where I've tried to bring my food and no one will eat it because it's not, that's not from them. And it's just like my culture. You want to bring dawah to us, but you don't want to accept the fact that we come with a culture and an identity, and we don't have to leave all of it. We just have to, that everything aligns with Islam. That's all it is. But that means I get to share my culture with you too. You know what I mean? I get to do that, and you get to, and as a sign of love and respect for someone who's come to Islam and is now part of this ummah, you should at least give my culture a try too.
The problem is that really, our manners in general, and I'm saying our manners, right? I'm including whole, us in there as a whole. As an ummah, our manners need to get worked on heavily. Manners are when the Prophet ﷺ was invited to eat from something, he would eat something of it. Right. Okay, he would eat something of it, and the thing is you don't even want to try it. It's one thing you'd be like, hey, do you want this whatever, this carne guisado? Right. And you'd be like, I really don't like red meat like that. And I've had it before. I'm not a big fan. Right. Thank you, though. That's one thing. It's another thing to be like,
no. And then literally go out of your way to eat the other food that's there because it's from your culture.
Not cool.
That is really hurtful. Yeah. And it makes you always feel like I don't know where I'm going to ever fit in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Rather than everybody is bringing something, everybody is sharing something, whether it's food, whether it's the colors or a style of dress. You know what I mean? Whether it's designs that are, sewn or embroidered.
Yeah, the manners are in the gutter, bro. So because the manners are in the gutter, people just do stuff and just think they have the right to do it when you don't.
Again, let's get back to our ways of, look, let's all do our best, right? To get back to what Islam says to do. Because that way, I think if we really start following how Islam dictates and what Allah has mandated for us, you can erase a lot of the things. So right now you are seeing people more and more pushing for it. It's, from Muslims it's a cultural thing. It's not. It's a genuine belief.
That's how they get us in that DIE thingy.
It's a cultural thing, and it's
right. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, but it's not.
Hold on. Is that DIE?
Yeah.
They have the word "die" as the acronym for that.
No, I think it's DEI because I think it's diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh my god!
So it's DEI.
Oh god. Okay.
DEI.
I had it wrong. All right, it's D.
It's D.
D Bart. D.
Yes. Like how they watch The Simpsons.
Oh god. All right.
Anyway, but yes, that's that, because you are seeing more of that being pushed. It's a cultural thing. And we need to understand it from a cultural lens, but it's not.
That we hold on to our deen.
We hold on to our deen, and then we fit the culture into it after. You know what I mean? And we mold the culture around the deen versus the other way around.
It doesn't mean you got to be all, crazy and stuff. We're just saying, listen, do the best you can, but do it according to the Quran and the Sunnah.
And embrace other people's cultures.
As long as it doesn't go against what you believe, as long as it doesn't go against Islam, bro, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like we have such a beautiful culture from an Andalus to Africa to China to, forget about it, man. And just like Yadira said, man, we're doing research into, the Islamic presence in the Caribbean and in Puerto Rico specifically. And subhanAllah, man, it's crazy, It's
crazy. Like I said, we had it and then we lost it. So, there's precedence for it there. So it doesn't make me any less Puerto Rican nor less Muslim to be both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Make sure you guys follow Islam by Touch on all of our socials, whether it be Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or TikTok. We do have a TikTok. I think there's going to be more stuff posted on there.
I feel like the TikTok is just so... we don't really
stuff
have
is going to be
of
posted on there.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It will be posted on there. All right. And then of course, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast on all the podcast platforms except for Spotify because they suck. You don't want to put us on there because they suck.
Apparently I'm violating my own copyright.
You're violating your own copyright.
It's my song
with your song and your beat, which is ridiculous.
Right. By the way, when you played the intro, like I legit was like, "Oh my god, I gotta."
All right, just know
what does it start singing?
Whenever I say the outro line, I'm going to hit the button for that.
That's fine.
Okay.
But what I was getting at is that I literally wanted to start singing with it, like because I know when to obviously come in and whatnot. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna start my thing here.
Yes.
Anyway.
And then of course subscribe. Like I said, subscribe to all of our stuff on YouTube, and also look out, guys. We're gonna Ramadan is coming up. We got a lot going on. We're trying to fundraise because really this is how we live. This is how we support ourselves and support the blind community with all the work that we do. There are many pretenders, but there's only one original, and that is Islam by Touch. Let's be real here. So please, guys, support Islam by Touch. Donate whatever you can. We will be sharing some links in the comments over the month of Ramadan, so you guys can donate directly to our Launch Good page, Feeling Blessed, something like that. Just go to there, type in Islam by Touch, we should come up. I should be sharing the links too. Yadira, how can they follow you?
At always Yadira. What? What?
Nothing. Anyway.
No, that silence was something.
Yeah. Do you hear a giant voice? No. So I didn't do anything. Okay.
No, you thought something this time.
I didn't do anything.
You stood quiet because you were thinking something, and it had something to do with the way I said my name. No. Just hurry up and sign off.
I'm not gonna sign off.
Because she's Yadira.
Can't deal with you anymore.
I'm having too much fun.
I can't stand you. I really can't stand you at all.
You. Oh, man, that was bad. Oh, man. Oh, you're going to wish I never figured out how to use this damn thing.
I never wanted you to figure this out. I didn't even know this was a thing for you to figure out.
It was. Oh, man. Oh, I love this piece of equipment right here.
One day it's going to be gone and you're not going to know where.
That's not funny. All right. That's not funny. I thoroughly enjoy this piece of equipment. Do not touch it.
It's going to be gone.
You're not allowed to touch it.
We'll see.
Don't touch it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And make sure you join us next week. Inshallah, next week. Yeah, we're planning on doing this.
Yeah.
We're keeping this weekly thing. It's just sometimes we may miss a week because of the craziness, right?
Or sickness.
Or sickness or whatever. But I'll record a video. You did record a video. Somebody will record a video. We'll post up something. All right. So love you guys. All right. And we'll check you on the next one where we take you behind the blind. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.